Good evening, and welcome to the Crypto Overnighter. I'm Nicodemus, and I will be your host as we take a look at the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. So sit back, relax, and let's get started. And remember, none of this is financial advice. And it's 10 p.m. Pacific time on a Thursday, May 18th, 2023. And welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter, where we have no sponsors, we have no agenda, and we have no BS. But we do have a giveaway coming up, which I'll get to in a bit. So Ledger had a pretty tough day the other day due to a contentious update. Now, this situation has been seized upon by Ledger's competitors. They're trying to attract unhappy customers by reducing the prices of their products. In a swift marketing move, 4 of Ledger's key competitors reacted to the community's negative response to the update by cutting their product prices. Blockstream reduced the price of its main wallet, Jade, by 10%. Similarly, Trezor, Coldcard, and Bitbox offer 15%, and 10% discounts on their wallets. These companies also promote their commitment to open source code and firm stance on not compromising self-custody. And honestly, I think Ledger's best chance of mending fences with the crypto community is to go straight to open source. But they didn't ask me. In fact, after a recent tweet that hints that they could export your user keys from the wallet from the very beginning, I think that's exactly the only way we can trust the company again, right? I mean, as you can imagine, the reaction on crypto Twitter has been highly negative over the past couple of days. The crypto community's anger towards Ledger stemmed from the launch of Ledger Recover on Tuesday. So, to recap, this service lets users save their seed phrases to their identity using 3 different custodians. Now, that does mean opting in with an ID. Some users were so upset with Ledger that they destroyed their own devices. Jameson Lopp is the CTO of Casa. He is also a well-known cybersecurity expert. Now, he said the main risk with Ledger's update comes from its firmware being closed source. He points out that this new feature requires users to link their identity to their Ledger account. This means another point of vulnerability for data breaches, hacking, and potential government censorship or surveillance. Seth for Privacy is the anonymous head for content for Foundation devices. They expressed similar thoughts on Twitter. Time will tell if Ledger Recover will turn out to be Ledger's great failure or a successful strategy to capture market share from those who are uneasy about managing their own private keys. However, Ledger's competitors are betting on it being a failure. And if they keep bungling their PR, like inviting people to speak at their spaces and then ignoring them, then they may as well just pack it in. People aren't going to trust them anymore. So, like I said last night, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is, or something like that. The point is, I'm going to start giving away 1 hardware wallet each month. Once the YouTube side of the podcast gets to 100 subscribers, I'll start giving those wallets away. And since the Overnighter has no sponsors, I can give away whatever wallet I want to. So, stay tuned. Keep an eye on that sub count. Maybe spread the news a little because I'm ready to give those wallets away. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And please like, follow, and subscribe to the podcast. That puts the Crypto Overnighter in front of more people. The faster we get to 100 subs, the sooner I can start giving those wallets away. So thank you. Binance Australia halted its Australian dollar services. Zepto is their local payment services provider, or at least they were. Zepto is no longer supporting the exchange. On May 18th, Binance Australia shared on Twitter that deposits made through Australian dollar Pay ID were on hold. They also mentioned that their bank transfer withdrawals could be affected due to a decision by a third-party payment service provider. And apparently that was Zepto. The company said they were informed that bank transfer withdrawals may also face issues. They promised to update users about the timeline once they have more information. And so that means that Binance users can no longer deposit Australian dollars through bank transfers. This change is effective immediately. However, for an unspecified duration, withdrawals will still remain accessible. Binance is now looking for another provider to keep offering Australian dollar transactions to its users. Now, despite these changes, users can still purchase and sell cryptocurrencies using credit or debit cards. Zepto has confirmed its role in the tale. They revealed that their partner, Kruscal, has asked them to discontinue their services to Binance. Zepto is now assisting Binance during this transition. Binance's peer-to-peer marketplace will still keep functioning as expected. Zepto reassured their users that their funds are secure through the Secure Asset Funds for Users, or SAFU. This insurance fund protects Binance users and their funds under extreme circumstances. Even with the recent announcement, it appears that transactions involving Australian dollars are still possible for now. Cointelegraph's team in Australia managed to deposit a small sum of Australian dollars using PayID. They could also withdraw funds from the exchange to an Australian bank account. Binance Australia's suspension of services follows the Australian securities regulator's cancellation of its financial services license. This happened a month ago after a review of Binance's local operations. The halt in service could impact many cryptocurrency users and investors in Australia. In a conversation with the Sydney Morning Herald in December, Lee Travers, the CEO of Binance Australia at the time, said the exchange had reached a user base of 1 million. Research from Finder in November of 2022 estimates that about 3.3 million Australians own cryptocurrency. And let's stick with Australia for our cover story for tonight. Westpac is one of the Australian Big Four banks. They're introducing a trial of scam protection measures. These measures specifically target fraudulent activities involving cryptocurrencies. Their primary objective is to minimize financial losses caused by scams and to lower associated risks. Investment scams contribute to about 50% of the total customer losses associated with scams, taking advantage of people just trying to better life for themselves and their families. Furthermore, approximately 1/3 of all scams involve direct transfers to cryptocurrency exchanges. That makes it challenging to track those fraudulent activities down. Scott Collery is Westpac's Group Executive of Customer Services and Technology. He highlights that while digital exchanges serve a legitimate purpose in the financial ecosystem, the growing popularity of digital currency has led to an increase in the incidence of scammers using foreign exchanges. So Westpac intends to implement a phased trial of crypto payment protection blocks starting in late May. This trial will be implemented in conjunction with other recent initiatives, such as Westpac Verify. So the Westpac Verify feature alerts consumers about potential account name discrepancies when making payments to a new bank state branch and account number, or when sending money to an account that has no previous transaction history with Westpac. So if the name doesn't match, and if they're brand new, that's what they're going to flag. Now, according to consumer advocacy group Choice, Australians have experienced losses exceeding $129 million as a result of cryptocurrency scams. In 2021 alone, the Australian Consumer and Competition Commission received over 12,000 reports concerning these scams. Crypto investment scams display various red flags, including deceptive advertisements on social media, fraudulent websites, counterfeit documents, and the utilization of spoofing software. Now, furthermore, scammers may possess undisclosed personal information or try to manipulate individuals into taking action through phone conversations. So from illegal scams to government-sponsored scams, we have a CBDC alert. Ripple Labs launched a CBDC platform based on the XRP ledger to facilitate connections between governments and banks. This new technology allows for wholesale and retail CBDC transactions and the implementation of stablecoin architectures, aligning with the worldwide trend of digital payments. This platform allows central banks to effectively manage the flow of digital money through various mechanisms such as minting, distribution, redemption, and destruction. Ripple claims that its ledger technology is significantly more efficient than traditional proof-of-work blockchains, boasting its speed is 120,000 times faster. Palau's government has already agreed to adopt the CBDC ledger for its national digital currency. James Wallace is the vice president of Ripple's central bank business. He stated that their new technology would facilitate immediate settlement of cross-border and domestic payments. In collaboration with SBI Remit, Ripple has established a partnership to enable cross-border transfers between Japan and Thailand. In April, the Central Bank of Montenegro joined hands with Ripple to test their central bank digital currency, aiming to ensure the smooth functioning of the financial system. That's kind of like Bhutan. Their central bank collaborated with Ripple in 2021 to introduce its own CBDC to provide financial inclusion to 85% of its population by 2023. Now, Bhutan is an interesting case. Not only are they looking at adopting their own CBDC, but they've also been quietly mining Bitcoin for years. Mining and hodling. Ripple Labs is still uncertain about its status because US regulators claim XRP is a security. The SEC has filed a lawsuit against Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen and CEO Brad Garlinghouse, alleging that they earned millions of dollars from the sale of XRP as an unregistered security. This legal battle has resulted in significant costs for the company, amounting to approximately $200 million. Now, we'll be talking about the G7 here in a bit, but an upcoming G7 leaders meeting is expected to address the development of a unified policy framework for central bank digital currencies. Additionally, the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group both plan to release a CBDC handbook during a meeting later this year. Now, there are some who are not at all enthusiastic about the rise of central bank digital currencies. Your host is one of them. On the other hand, Bitcoin investor Kevin O'Leary argues that these concerns are unnecessary, as the US government already has the ability to monitor transactions. In an effort to safeguard residents' privacy, the state of Florida has implemented a ban on CBDCs. Nevertheless, introducing a CBDC could potentially diminish the use of physical cash and the anonymity that comes with it. Recently, Swiss citizens initiated a referendum to reinforce the constitutional significance of cash in order to curb the proliferation of digital currencies. The central bank contends that introducing a retail central bank digital currency would necessitate an expansion of its balance sheet and entail significantly more risk. Federal Reserve Governor Christopher Waller expressed his opinion last year, stating that a shift to a digital dollar would have minimal impact on a company's decision to engage in transactions with the United States. He also raised concerns about the potential challenges of addressing money laundering through a CBDC. According to him, the technological benefits of a U.S. central bank digital currency would face significant challenges in resolving long-standing payment inefficiencies without violating international financial integrity standards. Interestingly, the final story for tonight intersects with some of my work at the Fiat Mines. I've done some research into digital identity management implementations, so this story kind of got my attention right away. Conflux Network and China Telecom have launched a blockchain SIM card, or BSIM. It's the world's first mobile user identification card based on blockchain technology. The BSIM card looks similar to traditional SIM cards and works with Android and iOS systems. It offers significantly more storage space and computing power than traditional SIM cards. The launch took place at the Shanghai Zhuhui District West Bank Artificial Intelligence Center. In addition to its communication features, the BSIM card can generate and store users' public and private keys internally. This ensures that digital signatures are performed securely, as the private key remains within the card and is never exposed to external threats such as malware or viruses. The card offers encrypted storage, key recovery functions, and can integrate traditional U-Shield functions. By utilizing the hardware security advantages of the BSIM card, users' private keys are protected, making it the safest and most convenient solution for Web3 user terminal entry. At the launch event, Dr. Wu Ming, CTO and co-founder of Conflux Network, demonstrated the functionality of the BSIM card by transferring a commemorative NFT of the China Telecom and Conflux partnership. He initiated the transfer by pressing the send button within the app, and this event marked the first public use of the BSIM card on the blockchain, as the NFT was successfully transferred from the BSIM card account to China Telecom. Dr. Wu Ming represented CoinFlux, and they expressed that with the introduction of the BSIM card, mobile communication users now have the opportunity to acquire a more secure digital identity through their mobile devices. This enables them to access Web3 and the metaverse with minimal technical obstacles. Dr. Wu emphasized that the blockchain technology has evolved beyond being perceived as complex and inaccessible. It's become a practical infrastructure for applications in the global economy and people's everyday lives. Li Anman is the Deputy Dean of the Research Institute at China Telecom Group. He expressed their dedication to partnering with Conflux Network in developing and promoting practical communication solutions that cater to the genuine needs of users. He emphasized that the BSIM card is just the initial phase of their collaboration and that they are actively exploring various application scenarios and supplementary products. This exploration is made possible through the innovative integration of blockchain technology with advancements in modern communication. The BSIM card will undergo a pilot phase in Hong Kong before gradually introducing itself to domestic and international markets. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you again for listening. And be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to the podcast. That'll help us get to 100 subscribers faster, and we can start getting those wallets out the door sooner. I want to thank you again for listening, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. And we'll see you tomorrow night.